Welcome back to the Weather Center, everyone. Throughout Friday, we stayed with quite a bit of cloud across the eastern areas, and in the afternoon, we also saw some storm clouds popping up across the central and western interior, but it was mostly fine throughout the day for the southern sections. Then later on in the afternoon, we also saw some fog creeping onto parts of the west coast. Now, this evening, we are going to see isolated to scattered thundershowers extending from the western interior through the Free State into much of eastern South Africa and also down into parts of the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal. It's going to stay foggy along much of the west coast, and as we get into Saturday morning, this cold front hits our shores, introducing light rain and drizzle into parts of the south coast and the adjacent interior. Later on in the day, the rainy weather should spread into the western areas of the Eastern Cape. On Saturday afternoon, there is a good chance of thundershowers in the areas highlighted here across the eastern half of the country. It's going to become mostly sunny for your Saturday over the western interior. Now, we are expecting up to a 60% chance of thundershowers tonight, where you see the dark shade of blue over the eastern areas of the Northern Cape, parts of the Free State, and across southeastern South Africa. Mostly between a 20 and 40% chance of thundershowers is forecast, where you see the lighter shade of blue. We are expecting strong winds to persist this evening along much of the east coast, where northeasterlies are expected. Moderate winds are forecast for the southwestern sections. Then on Saturday, we are going to stay with northeasterlies along the KZN coastal areas. The winds are going to become pretty strong along the Eastern Cape coastal areas in the afternoon. Strong winds are also forecast for your Saturday afternoon around Langaban and the Cape Peninsula. Otherwise, we're expecting light to moderate winds for the southwestern parts of the country. It's going to stay pretty warm tonight for much of the northern and eastern Cape provinces. Minimums around 23 for Springbok and Upington. Graafrenet should drop to around 20 degrees on a Saturday morning. Fairly warm as well along much of the east coast, where minimums in the upper teens and lower 20s are forecast in most places. Cooler, however, for the northeastern areas, where Johannesburg and Polokwane should drop to around 12 degrees on Saturday morning. A low of 19 is forecast for Cape Town. It's going to stay hot on Saturday afternoon for much of the Northern Cape. Upington shooting to around 40 degrees in the afternoon, 35 for the high in Kimberley. Afternoon temperatures are going to be warmer compared to what we're being seen lately across the eastern areas, where highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s are forecast in most places. However, it's going to be significantly cooler for the southwestern sections. George managing a high of just 19, a high of 24 is forecast for Cape Town. On Sunday, we are going to see mostly sunny and warm to hot weather for the western parts of the country. Light rain and thundershowers are forecast for the eastern sections. We start the coming week with more sunshine for the western half of South Africa. The eastern areas will continue to see rain and thunder showers.